Hi, this is Corina Angela, and thanks so much for listening to this video. I really, really appreciate it. Today, I just wanted to share discernment. How can we be more discerning in certain situations? Um, my opinion is of the facts of, every moment is a teaching moment, right? Every moment that we're here is our opportunity to learn something about ourselves, something about um, a situation, solution, a problem, other people, all of those things, right? Um, so how can we be more discerning? And I'm just gonna share some tips, some that I've written down, as well as experienced firsthand through the book writing process that I had that began in 2019 with Edgar Casey and Gladys Davis Turner. My book is Transference, and it's Connect to Your Soul Self. And I wrote this in 4 months in 2019. And there were so many gems of wisdom, pearls of wisdom, and so many things that I received and got to learn as well as embody. And it was this whole step-by-step process of my whole um, embodiment of this information that I received from both of them. And so now I'm sharing out these pearls of wisdom and just this everyday simplistic way of being that I'm incorporating in my life still to this day, years and years later. So that's the juiciest piece of this whole process. If you're, on your own spiritual process, on your spiritual path, or just growing in general, wanting to learn something new, something different. You yourself are changing. You're not the same person you were yesterday or a year ago or 2 years ago, Things are evolving so quickly now in our lives every moment that every moment is a teaching moment. And how can we discern when we hear something or we cast judgment on someone? Why are we doing that? Every moment is a teaching lesson. And I'm finding it more and more helpful as I go on this path of least resistance. Because I think when we resist, it persists, right? And we all know that if we think about something positive or negative, it will become a part of your life. The people that you hang out with, your family members, your friends, your significant others, you take on their energy. You're sharing their energy. So it's being very mindful, very heartfelt of who you're spending your time with, because it's very, very important. They affect you, you affect them. Um, and again, approaching things with a grain of salt, as they say, every piece of little grain of sand is a part of the whole, right? And we get to discern and choose, does that feel good to me? Does it not feel so great to me? Is that the truth? Is that not the truth? Is it my truth? Is it your truth, right? So that's the game we're playing. It's this everyday evolution of ourselves, of connecting in with our soul self, connecting in with our soul truth. And how do we ascertain that? How do we connect into our soul? It's through our heart. It's through the gateway of our heart. It's that mind heart coherence that when we greet that and we ascertain that, we embody it, and we can go to that place so easily. I'll share a little bit of, what's been happening in my life as I'm on this path. And path meaning just evolving into my soul self. It is this process. It's this everyday process of how can I better myself, every day. How can I deal with certain situations that come up in my life better? How can I listen more closely? How can I serve more? How can I talk more, just be discerning in who I am around, who I exert my energy with, or um, you know, sometimes it's, groups of people, I need to be very cognizant of, who I am with and who is around me, right? Um, are these people that make me feel amazing and uplifting and supportive and true to their selves? That, you know, every moment is a teaching moment, right? And I think the beauty and discernment is really focusing in on honoring yourself that much to make those calls, to make those choices for yourself of who is really good for you and who is really not. People begin to change. They change. I've seen it so many times in my life that, you know, uh, somebody will start dating someone, and then all of a sudden they're taking on that personality and they're changing, right before your eyes. You're like, oh, wow, what happened to that person? You know, they kind of went that way when they were going this way, right? But that's what happens. So again, discernment, being very cognizant of who you spend your time with and is that good for you? And tapping in, is this healthy for me? Is this not so healthy for me? Is my significant other or partner, whoever you're with, supporting me truly? And are they evolving, into the best version of themselves? Is there life working easily and simplistically? And are they, exuding this beauty of love and honor and sharing that out with others, right? You can really tell by a group or a partnership, they exude this just sweetness, this beauty, this effervescence of energy, and you're attracted to that because it's like, whoa, what is that? you know I love when I experience that because it's just marvelous. It lights me up inside, and then I see the other couples that are bickering and doing their thing. It's like, oh, and creating drama everywhere they go. Those people. you know Everything's a drama and everything's a problem and this and that and blah 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 blah, right? And you go down the drama road. It's like, as we are on our path here of bettering ourselves, of discerning more and more each day that we go in our teaching moments, we get to choose, who we're around, who we engage with, who we want to be around, who do we want to be, right? Because when we're connecting in with our soul self is everything, right? It's this beauty, I'll just give you an example. This morning I woke up dancing. I was like doing the money dance. I was like, do the money dance. Yeah, yeah. I was like just sprung out of bed and I was just energized. I mean, I had no coffee, nothing. It's just like, what is that? I was just like doing my dance. It was so fun. But even that, it's just like it's permeated throughout my whole entire day. I have so much incredible energy. And why is that? Because when my feet touch the ground, I just went, went with the flow of, being in that moment, in that teaching moment of abundance and feeling really good about myself and not even really thinking any thoughts. I was just in that flow of singing and dancing and just having a great old time by myself. But what is that? It's but that's the ripple effect. So anybody that I'm engaged with today or having a conversation with, that's what they will feel. They'll tap into that, like, huh, it is the ripple effect. So where in your life right here right now in this moment, where are you at? Where do you want to be, right? The choice is up to you. You get to choose. And I think that's the most beautiful thing in every moment, that we do get to choose how we're feeling, what we're thinking, where our heart is, are we wanting to better ourselves? Are we wanting to connect in with people that we really honor and want to hear, how their day is going? And, if somebody's having a bad day, how can you be in service of, perhaps listening with more of an open heart and with no judgment and no ego, and just really listening to what that person has to say. Yeah. So I wanted to share that, and also I wanted to share the experience that I had yesterday. It was very interesting, and those have that have been following me and know of my work. Um, it's really hot here. I'm in Colorado and it's way hot lately, so this weather is nuts. Anyway, side note. But those that have been following me and know of my work, I work with energy every day, and um, I meditate every day, and I write every day, and working on my second book, putting it into the computer, which is not my genius, because I'm an automatic writer. I write everything by hand, and volumes and volumes of notebooks, and then my pieces to, put it into the computer. And I have to do it myself because nobody can read my writing. So it's an interesting process that I've chosen. So, but yesterday, so this is the ripple effect. Going to share an example of a teaching moment that I had that was very deep and very profound. And I went, okay, because something was definitely there wanting to come through to me. And so yesterday I was driving. I always have music in my car. I have a surround system in my car, and I love music when I drive, and I just need to be surrounded by music and the harmonics, and just the flow, the beautiful flow of the harmonics is very important to me. So every time I drive, that's where I'm at, in that zone, right? So as I turned on my music on the song that I selected, one of my speakers went out, and I was like just catapulted into, as I'm driving and I'm going to get on the freeway, I'm catapulted into, oh my gosh, I can't, like, I was so upset. I was angry and upset. And how dare my speaker go out, right? When I wanted to listen to this song, and I could feel it in my body. It was complete, I felt discombobulated, right? So I'm yelling out loud in my car. And if anybody saw me on the road, they'd be like, okay, what's going on with her? I lost it. I mean, I literally, and I got so upset. I could feel my body just like, "Wah!" So 2 minutes later, I'm getting on the freeway, and a few seconds later, I'm driving, and I'm like so miffed that one of my speakers went out. And all of a sudden, this person, a few cars ahead of me, their tire blows and just like completely shreds. And, people are dodging the pieces of the rubber on the freeway. And this person veered off to the side and was, put to the side of the road safely. And I went, oh, okay. And I kept driving. I went, and all of a sudden, it's like, breathe, just breathe deeply, breathe deeply. And I hear, keep breathing and release the tension, and just get it out of your body, because that's what's permeating out, right? So I got it very clearly. I turned off my stereo, I turned off the music, and I just continuously, was driving on the freeway, and got to my next destination. And, you know, it was a teaching moment. Absolutely. What did I do? I focused in on my breath, and I calmed down. And all of a sudden, my body felt really good, and my car felt good. And I could just feel that now permeating out. Right. So that was very specific. It was a very and I heard from my guides and Edgar. Edgar was there and he's like, mm-hmm. So this is what we're creating, right? This is what we're creating. And mind you, Edgar always pops in. He's he's just a part of me now. It's such a beautiful thing. And I can feel his energy come in because I've done so much work with him and Gladys that I can feel their energy when they come in. And this was a beautiful teaching moment for me. And I want to share this out because I think it's really important how we can be the master of our own emotions, whether it be, very, very positive or very negative or angry or blissfully happy or abundant or poor, whatever the full gamut is. This is how we can come into ourselves and be the master of our emotions. I know Tony Robbins has talked years about master your emotions. So yesterday I got it clearly. It's like, I need to be very mindful of what I put out in the world. And, it either will have a very profound effect or not so profound effect. It can be very, very positive and loving and move mountains. And it also can be the ripple effect of, blow out a tire. That's what we're creating in our lives as we're on this path more and more. And I think when we're focused in on that, we can master our emotions and know that our thoughts are things, and what we verbalize it is absolutely the ripple effect. So after I got out of, I went to the library yesterday, was there pretty much all day. That was my destination. Got there, I work. I have a writing group that I'm a part of, and was working on my second book. So after many, many hours at the library, I got into my car and I turned on my music, and my speaker was working, so everything was fine. So that was my experience, but this has happened actually many times in my life, and it's becoming faster and faster. So as the veils are thinning more and more as we go on this path, it is really up to us to be cognizant and mind heart coherent of what we are putting out into the world, because it does have a ripple effect. Your mood, let's say, affects other people. If you're negative Nelly, you know your negativity will affect someone else. If you're very positive and very sweet and sincere and genuine, that will permeate into other people's homes, into other people's hearts, and they will start to decipher, wow, did that feel good? Did it not feel good? When you go into groups or meet new people for the first time, your energy walks into the room first and foremost, and it's becoming more and more evident as we go. So it's for us to discern, like, oh, we can read energy before you even open up your mouth and speak. We can feel you. We can see that you're sad. If you're not smiling, or you're just like super grumpy, or you have this grumpo face on. It's like, oh, that person's not happy. And they don't even have to speak. So it's going back to every moment is a beautiful teaching moment. So I just wanted to leave you with that today, and maybe ponder these thoughts, ponder this information, and if it resonates for you, wonderful. And if this was a teaching moment for you, fantastic. I'm really excited for you, and yeah, be more discerning as we go, and let every moment be a beautiful teaching moment, and to be the best version of yourself, and to connect in with your soul, because your soul is longing for you to connect with it, and your heart is the gateway to your soul. Thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't bought my book, here it is, Transference: Connect to Your Soul Self. This book is just beautiful gems in here and teaching moments left, right, and center. And um, there's so many beautiful messages and information in this book that will help you on your journey, and it will help you be the better version of yourself if that's what you're choosing. And just a wonderful journey to participate in and expand Edgar and Gladys's legacy of their amazing wisdom and teachings and exercises that came through in this beautiful book. So it's available booksellers worldwide, and I'll leave the link in the description. Okay. So thank you again for all your support. Really appreciate it. Until the next video, I'm Karina Angela, and yeah, make it a great day. Thank you.